Hi guys, this is Angelos from JustStarTrek.com, and today I want to talk to you about why Star Trek Enterprise got cancelled and what lessons could Star Trek Discovery learn from this. So Enterprise ran for 4 seasons and finished in 2005, and I think probably my number one reason why Enterprise got cancelled was that it had a weak captain. Shock horror. With all respect to Scott Bakula, who was absolutely brilliant in Quantum Leap, I felt that he didn't quite find his shoes, find his bearings within Enterprise. I never got the impression that he truly understood his mission or the importance of his mission. You know, his first ship out there into the big wide galaxy, first Warp 5 vessel. You know, he was going to take on an incredible responsibility, but I never got the impression he was just rocking along for a nice little trip. No pun intended there, and I just felt that he didn't quite act the role strongly enough, and I believe any Star Trek show is only as strong as its captain. Look at Captain Pike, originally played by Jeffrey Hunter. They had to stop that show and give it another go with the legendary William Shatner, and we all know how well he's done. And then you have Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, again Shakespearean actor, high quality, you know what you're going to get with this amazing actor. Avery Brooks, Captain Sisko, very strong, you believed in the guy. And then you have Captain Janeway, who everyone kind of gravitates towards her. She just has that presence, whereas I felt that our dear friend Scott Bakula never quite achieved that kind of authority within the ship. Although, funnily enough, Star Trek Enterprise did start off quite well. Broken Bow was, I felt, a strong pilot, and it had a lot of potential. I thought, Enterprise, here we go, yeah, let's see what happens. I was originally concerned with the fact that the show was only, it was 100 years before Kirk's time. I felt Star Trek, like I said in previous videos, was all about moving forward in the future. I also feel that there was an element of franchise fatigue. The Star Trek had been on the air since 1987, continuously with Star Trek Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager for 7 seasons, each one, and I just felt that perhaps you have to give credit to the writers and the producers. You know, they were just churning out hundreds and hundreds of episodes, and I feel that by the time Enterprise got around, people just, you know, perhaps they were exhausted, perhaps, you know, fresh ideas weren't quite in the front of their minds. Also, that I felt that there's a lot of undeveloped supporting characters. Ensign Mayweather comes to mind, Phlox, all these kind of guys. They were, you know, they had so much potential, and it was never explored. They were just there in the background somewhere, either stuck in steering the ship or in sickbay. Then you also have T'Pol, who was obviously the Spock-esque character for Enterprise. She started off quite interestingly, but soon fell into the token sexy girl, a poor man's underdeveloped 7 of 9 character. I feel that she was, and you know, I feel that people probably preferred her in her underwear as opposed to acting out some important storyline. Also, there was a constant time travel element within Enterprise. It's almost as if the series wasn't comfortable in the time period that it was in, so it had to reference the future all the time, and it was overplayed. It was too much. It didn't quite settle in the period they were in. But we did get the Enterprise J, which was awesome. A humongous ship. We only saw it for a few seconds, but it's inspired so many different bits and bobs that have come from it, different fan fiction, fan art, etc, etc. A small thing, but I thought was quite an important thing, a poor theme tune. We've had really strong fanfares with Voyager, Jerry Goldsmith composing that one, and Next Generation. Deep Space Nine's okay, it's spruced up after season 4, but the fact that we had a singer doing the theme tune, I just thought it didn't work at all. And then we had Brent Spiner, who played Data in Next Generation, shoehorned in the later seasons, almost as if, you know, we couldn't find any other actor to play this role, which ironically he kind of had to play anyway, because he was playing his 4 fathers of the character Data. But it just felt like, well, let's shoehorn him in to try and boost the ratings. And then we come to the final episode. It was very poorly done, very poorly written. I feel that if I was an actor on Enterprise, I feel like I would have been cheated out of a decent finale by shoehorning in Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis, who are great actors, into a holodeck type episode, referencing the Pegasus incident from the Next Generation. It just didn't feel as if Enterprise was respected enough to have its own unique finale. It's almost like Next Generation had to be brought in to kind of boost these guys up. It just didn't feel fair or right. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the Enterprise, Trip dying like he did, it's almost like, oh yeah, get rid of Trip, he died. This is a meaningless death. And then we had the big build-up for the speech of the birth of the Federation, and there's no real payoff there either. It just felt rushed and rubbish. And then ultimately, just when things were getting good in season 4, the studio decided to pull the plug. But Enterprise did try and make things interesting with little things. When the ship was badly damaged, it didn't suddenly get back to brand new in the next episode. They continued across the damage, which was great, because Voyager and others didn't quite achieve that. And also, we had the huge potential, which was never really explored, with the Romulan War. You know, you had all this massive thing that they could have explored in so much great detail, great storytelling, but it never really happened. Unfortunately, all we got was formulaic, Rick Berman-esque storytelling. We've seen it 100 times before, with loads of episodes in Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, just telling the same old story. And Enterprise was just, you know, here we go again, another Alien of the Week story, which ultimately led to low ratings and cancellation in 2005, which for the first time in the 4 Star Trek series, it didn't make it to the full 7 seasons, which is a shame. So that led to 4 years of nothingness, except for fans to scratch their head analysing where it all went wrong. Was it Enterprise's fault? Was it Nemesis which helped contribute to the end? Were fans just fed up? Could Star Trek be resurrected? Well, we know it was, and it did, in 2009. But I feel that if Discovery can avoid these pitfalls, where we have good, which I feel that it will do, I feel that the producers and the writers have learnt the lessons of why Enterprise and Star Trek got to this point. So lessons have been learnt, and then I suspect they will do very well. Some pointers, my humble opinion: if they can respect the canon of what has come before and not rewrite lots of stuff. So Trek fans are stickler for details, and we have a rich universe out there which needs to be respected. The fact that this Enterprise had never been referenced or even mentioned before Kirk's time, I felt that was quite jarring. And the fact that they've gone with a new Star Trek ship, Discovery, and Shenzhou, I think that's awesome. It's okay for characters to be conflicted. You know, humans are humans, and we'll always have a sense of conflict at the end of the day, so it's good to have conflict. It's okay for ships to be damaged and not suddenly be repaired at the end of each episode. Make Star Trek relevant again, with great storytelling, and not just Alien of the Week stories. And yeah, please leave any comments below. Why do you think that Enterprise was cancelled? Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. Live long and prosper.